welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be taking you guys along for a very just unfiltered, real day in my life as a stay-at-home mom of 3 kids, 4 and under. We have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 18-month-old. Pretty sure that's how old she is now. I stay at home with them and I homeschool, so you're gonna see kind of a glimpse into what that looks like for me. Today is a very snowy day, as you guys have seen, so we're gonna have a cozy day at home. We don't have anything too extravagant on the agenda, but that is my favorite kind of day, honestly, are the days that we can just take it easy and be here at home. So I'm gonna take you along for that. I do feel like at this time of year, I often get questions from people about winter with young kids, what it looks like, how to structure days. So this will hopefully give a little bit more insight as to how we do that when it is freezing cold outside here in Canada. Today I got up at 6 and nobody else was up yet, which was amazing. I had a little bit of time to read my Bible, to exercise, and then the rest of the kids woke up around 6:30 today. So everyone is starting to get a little bit hungry. I was able to tide everybody over with a banana and some Cheerios, but I think they're ready for breakfast now. So I'm gonna get changed and we're gonna go get started on breakfast instead.
Okay.
For breakfast today, for the kids, I'm making little pancake men. This is something that we do every Christmas season and have done now for 4 years. We got this tradition from the Little House on the Prairie books. One of them is Christmas in the Big Woods, and it's one of our favorites to pull out and read together every single year. But in that book, their mom makes them little pancake men for breakfast on Christmas Day, and it's like just such a special, simple thing. So in past years, I've made the pancakes first and then cut them out with the gingerbread cookie cutter, but I think today I'm gonna actually attempt to put this right on the kind of griddle that I'm gonna use and see if I can get this to work just directly on the pan, because if I cut them out with the cutter, there's a lot more food waste. So we're gonna attempt to see if we can just put the cutter right on and get the right shape. For my breakfast, I'm going to make a little yogurt bowl with Greek yogurt, granola, blueberries. Check to see if I have flax seeds. Success. And then I am also going to sweeten it with a touch of sugar-free maple syrup because I'm such a baby when it comes to like unflavored Greek yogurt. A life update is that I started working with a dietitian, and I'll share more about that a little bit later in this video. But it's been great so far, and one of the things that she's been challenging me to do is eat different foods and just get more variety in my diet, because I eat the same thing for breakfast every single day. Like for me, it is always just sourdough toast, eggs, and maybe some fruit. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm missing some key things in my diet just because I'm not introducing like enough new things and I don't have enough variety right now. I'm definitely a creature of habit, so the push to do that has been so helpful. And trying to get myself to actually enjoy different things like yogurt bowls is a priority.
Why is yogurt bowls?
My breakfast.
I saw it.
Are we gonna go out in it? Okay, what I am about to share is so incredibly unrelatable, and I want to preface this with that. Just the reality that like we would not be able to do this on our own. Let me just set that straight. And I still cannot believe that this happened. I am so grateful. Our family was recently gifted by Wonderfold one of their quad wagons. So this is the W4 Elite Pro, and it is a quad wagon slash stroller. So I don't know if you guys can see with it being so dark, but there are 4 seats in here. It's got like the full sun cover across the top, and to have something like this where we can get all 3 of our kids in here and strapped. There's also room for one more, Lord willing, as we look to grow our family. But to have something like this where I can strap them all in, I can take them for a walk outside, we can go to the farmer's market, and I can have everybody in here and still a ton of storage space in the bottom. This is just like beyond my wildest dreams and what I ever thought I would have for my kids. So this thing at the top pops off. You just like kind of unclick it and you can lift it off like this. So you can have a sun cover if you want it, but then also like to get the kids in and out is so much easier obviously with it off. And then along the front here, there's also a spot for me to clip in this storage bag, so I can put like coffees in here, I can put snacks in here. And this storage bag is huge, like it's insane. You could fit a full meal for your family in here. So much more storage up here. There's also a spot here so you can actually store the sun canopy if you are wanting to have it with you but not having it like strapped on when you go out. There's another little storage bag at the side here, storage beside all 4 kids inside the wagon. And these seats are actually also removable, so if you wanted, you could pull all of them out and just have like the open wagon there, but we obviously want to be able to have the option to strap them in. As you can imagine, our kids are so over the moon excited right now about this. My husband just set it up this morning and all they wanted to do was sit in it. They have been begging me all morning to go outside for a walk, and because it snowed last night and it's still snowing right now, it's gonna be so magical. So they grabbed a bunch of like pillows and blankets. I'm gonna get them all cozy and we're gonna take this thing out for a spin. So to the team at Wonderful that made this happen to bless our family, thank you so much. It is now 1:58 and it's time for me to start thinking about what I'm going to be eating for lunch today. I am like notoriously bad for not eating at the same time that my kids are eating. I don't know if anyone else finds this, but I used to be better at like making food that all of us would eat and enjoy together. And more recently, I feel like I've been doing more things that I know are going to be quick for the kids, like charcuterie style lunches. And I do like eating that stuff, but sometimes I also find that I want something a little bit more substantial so that I don't eat what they're eating and vow to eat lunch later. But then today we cleaned up from lunch, rolled right into homeschool, then I rolled right into putting the baby down to sleep, and now the toddlers are doing quiet time. So here we are at 2 p.m. and finding out how to be more efficient and just more on top of fueling my body through food is something that has been on my mind for the longest time now. And that is why, like I mentioned at the start of this video, I recently started working with a dietitian through the app Nourish. For those of you who have never heard of Nourish, it is the easiest way to find a registered dietitian that's going to offer personalized nutrition therapy to help you improve your health. And Nourish has dietitians that specialize in a number of different health concerns and conditions. So things like women's health, pre and postnatal health, gut health, sports nutrition, diabetes, weight management, and so much more. And Nourish also accepts hundreds of insurance plans across all 50 states. So 94% of people end up paying $0 to work with a Nourish dietitian out of pocket. They are all about making access to working with a dietitian more accessible. So signing up takes literally less than 5 minutes on your phone or your computer. All you have to do to get started is answer a couple of questions about who you are, your health history, history, some of your health goals, and then Nourish will generate a bunch of different dietitians that are a good match for you that you can choose from and book your first appointment to get started. For me personally, there are so many reasons why I decided to just finally take the plunge and start working with a dietitian. For one thing, like I mentioned, I feel like I'm just not good at like properly throughout the day fueling my body and knowing what kinds of things to eat when, to make sure that I'm staying on top of things like my energy levels, but also just nutrient intake in general. And for those who have been tracking with my channel for at least the past few months, many of you would also know that I had a bunch of random, just scary health things start coming up in August, which led me to consider a little bit more all the different areas of my life, including nutrition and what I could do to take care of myself better. And another big consideration for me is the fact that my husband and I are looking at adding another member to our family at some point, hopefully, and Lord willing, in the next year. And because of those other two things that I mentioned, I just know that having someone that can be like that accountability partner offering that prenatal care for me is going to be so helpful in making sure I'm actually eating well to support a future pregnancy. At the end of the day, a registered dietitian is who you should be going to with your questions about nutrition, not the internet, not social media, not just your friends. And so I'm really glad that I have my dietitian now through Nourish in my corner. So if you're a woman and you are in that kind of prenatal, postnatal stage, or you are honestly just looking to get a handle on your gut health or figure out why your stomach always hurts, maybe you have some health goals that you want to reach, or you just want to have a better relationship with food, working with a dietitian through Nourish could be for you. And again, they accept hundreds of insurance plans across all 50 states, so you might be able to get started at just $0. So I definitely think that this is at least worth looking into. All you have to do is head to the link in my description box to book your first appointment. I will also put a QR code here on the screen if you would prefer to just scan that with your phone and have it head straight to the website. But again, it's so simple. Head straight to the link in my description box to click that and book your first appointment with a Nourish dietitian today. So thank you so much to Nourish for working with me on today's video. My dietitian also told me that I have to start drinking 80 fluid ounces of water per day, which I'm far off from now, so we're working on that. So today for lunch, I am just having leftovers of a sheet pan bake that I made last night for dinner. I was trying to hit all of those different categories of like the right amount of protein, because that is something that I'm really trying to prioritize, as well as fiber intake. I feel like I thought that I was eating enough fiber, but looking at things holistically and like realistically, when you start paying more attention to what you're eating, fiber's got to go up. So in this bake, I've got chicken breast, I've got carrots, I've got zucchini, I've got peppers, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, so many good things. I also find for myself that I am way more inclined, and this is not a me thing, this is not unique, I'm way more inclined to want to eat food that tastes good, that is seasoned well, that's got some sort of great sauce or something on it that makes me actually want to eat it. So last night for this, I made this maple Dijon kind of like drizzle that went over it. It was so good. I'll try and put in the description box everything that I used. I kind of was just like winging it as I made it, but for something like a sheet pan bake, I would typically in the past just kind of season it with whatever we had on hand, and I still did that, but this time I also added that drizzle and it was honestly amazing. I'm also adding a little bit of feta on top because I find that the saltiness of that just mixes so well with the sweet of the maple syrup. So this is kind of like a very fall inspired sheet pan bake. And here is to actually eating lunch today. A little peek behind the camera today. I am currently reviewing my YouTube video that is going live at the time of me filming this today. It's my Christmas baking marathon video. I have an editor who I send all my videos to. He gets them back to me by Wednesday night, and then sometimes I don't even have a chance to review them until Thursday at some point during the day before they get uploaded. But switching to having an editor was honestly such a game changer for me. I was not having like any evenings free. There would be rarely a time that I would like sit down and relax in the evening before I had a video editor. So that has made a massive difference in my workflow. But it is typical for me that at some point during quiet time every day, I will sit down and try and do a little bit of work. Depending on the day, what I'm doing changes, but today it is primarily stuff for YouTube. like we are in an actual snow globe right now. Our house is actually a gong show right now. I need to run around and do a quick little reset before I make dinner because I feel like I cannot function in this environment. I have the kids just watching a Christmas special in the living room right now. So it's gonna give me some time to do a quick reset, and then I am going to whip up some dinner. I was gonna make salmon and rice tonight and like broccoli, but the weather outside right now with this snow coming down, I feel like I need something cozier. So I think I'm gonna do homemade meatballs and spaghetti, and then I'm gonna do a little banana bread for our dessert. Before I get started though, I did just get a couple of packages at the door. So let's unbox those, then we can collapse them, get everything put away. I got this book for the kids, Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. I have heard really great things about this book. I've never actually read it before, but I'm always looking for really beautiful stories to add to our collection, especially when the illustrations are lovely as well. So I'm really excited to read this with the kids. I swear I get so much more excited about like book deliveries than they do, but it's just so fun to have just a lovely collection of Christmas books. So I'm sure we will be reading this at bedtime tonight. And the other thing that arrived, I am so excited about. This is an order from Antique Candle Co. I actually heard about this brand through my friend Steph at This Golden Hour here on YouTube. They have amazing soy candles, and it is a Christian-owned company as well, which I love. Oh my goodness, this box already smells so good. Okay, let's do a little sniff test. This is the Christmas Day candle. It's a 16-ounce jar. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so good. I definitely will be lighting one of these tonight. This next one is called Good Tidings. I don't think there's a description on it of like what the actual scent is, so I don't know how to describe them. Oh, that one is really good. I would describe this one as very much like a Christmas tree farm. Like it's giving evergreen. There's almost like a little bit of peppermint in there, perhaps. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but that smells really good. Okay, this one is spiced cranberry. Oh my gosh. That is so good. Oh, it's so sweet, but not like sickly sweet, because you know how sometimes like a cinnamon bun candle can just smell so disgustingly sweet that it gives you a headache? This is not that way. It is very sweet, but it's also like just balanced. There's something else in there. Maybe it's the spiced part of the spiced cranberry that's just kind of rounding it out a little bit more, but that is so good. Okay, and the last one here, this one is actually called Tree Farm, so I'm expecting a very pure evergreen smell. Yes, wow, that is amazing. These smell so good. I am so excited. I do not know which one I'm gonna light right now while I make dinner and clean. This is so tricky. I feel like I'm gonna save Christmas Day just because that is such like an on the nose scent for December, and like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Good Tidings. Oh, that might actually have been my favorite one. I think I'm going to start with spiced cranberry because it feels like a good intro into all of these festive scents. All right, I'm gonna light this. I'm gonna do a quick tie. Should have trimmed the wick first, but it's all good. Here, bud. Put your cup into. Asleep on the couch before we did bedtime.
You're talking to me.
Like,
I know you said this already.
We've already talked about this. So I am so tired right now. We did not reset the house before we did bedtime, so we need to do that now. Then we can do these dishes if you want to start the clothes. house is reset. I'm so ready to go to bed right now. I feel like my eyes are so red. I can barely keep them open, especially after falling asleep earlier. I don't know about you guys, but the fact that it is so dark so early just has me like ready to sleep at all hours of the night beyond 5 p.m. During the day, it doesn't bother me so much, and even as the sun is setting earlier, that doesn't bother me too much. I honestly enjoy that kind of like cozier, darker winter vibe, at least for now, but I find it so hard to leave the house like after 7 p.m. on a weeknight when it's pitch black outside. It just feels like it is the season for sleeping and for not doing anything and for getting into your pajamas and reading a book and going to bed. So that is exactly what I'm going to do right now because I am just ready to get some sleep tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog and for coming along with me today. This was just a very regular, typical day in my life at home with the kids. And if you enjoy these types of videos, consider subscribing to my channel. I know it's so common for us to watch creators and then never actually subscribe because we don't need to. The content just keeps popping back up. It honestly means so much to me when you guys do subscribe, and I am getting very close to reaching 100k on here, which is just insane. So thank you so much for all of your support, and I did want to remind you that if any of you are interested in checking out Nourish, if you want to start working with a dietitian, you can literally just head to the link in my description box, book an appointment, and start sometime this week and pay $0 out of pocket. So the link for that is down in the description box. Thank you again to Nourish for working with me on this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until my next video, I love you, I'm praying for you, and I will see you soon. Goodbye and good night.